Okay, so here's a screenshot showing. If you see here, we have our design in the background. This is all the information we have, and then we show here. It's actually an automobile engine right here, but this is the design, and this is how it controls all of this through it's basically just a database of information, and it controls the files that actually give you your design. And here's another picture showing this as it goes through the process, as it turns from red to green. That tells you it's been approved as it goes through the process. Okay? And here's another shot. Okay, that's enough. Okay, so what do I do? Okay, so who am I? Okay, why do people pay me money to do this PLM stuff? I'm a business analyst, okay, or a project manager. Really, they're kind of synonymous in a sense, but that's my job. So what I do is, I facilitate the software installation at the client site. I travel the world to visit customers to help them have software installed that will help them to do exactly what PLM does. I determine their needs, and I configure the program to meet those needs. And then I manage the project from inception all the way through go live. Okay? Okay, so what are the good things and the bad things of my job? So the good things is they pay me pretty good. Alright? They pay me pretty good. But why? Because I have education, I have experience, and I know the product. My software product. And I know their product too, sometimes. I travel the world. I've been, well, we'll go to my little quiz after a while. I travel all over the place, okay? And every day is different. I can be working with one customer in 1 hour, and we'd be doing something completely different the next minute. Or I could have a call saying, we need you to get on a plane, you have to be such and such location because you need to do an install, you have to do some training. It happens. Okay, so that's the good stuff. The bad stuff. I work sometimes past midnight, many times. There have been times I have not slept because I've been working all night to meet a deadline. Okay? It happens. That's the name of the game. Sometimes because of my travel, I'm away from my family sometimes a week, sometimes 2 weeks, sometimes even more. Usually it's a week, but that's enough. Okay? You can ask Cindy and Andrew how they like it dead gone. It's stressful. You are standing in front of a customer. You're trying to explain to them something that they need to learn. If they don't like what you're telling them, or they don't like what you're trying to do, they can tell you, you know what, I want them off the project. I don't want to work with you anymore. It happens. It happens. It requires significant knowledge. It is not something you can just pick up in a couple days. It requires years of practice and learning to get to that point. Okay. So, how did I get there? 4 years post-secondary education. I have my degree in chemical engineering. I had to have that to start with. But it did not give me the understanding of what I needed. It only gives you a base. That's why I will suggest highly. I would recommend thinking that when you get to the point where you're looking at high school, secondary education, post-secondary education, or college, as some people call it, college or university, would be very beneficial for you. I actually spent 8 years going to school because I worked my way through college. I was already married by the time I started my secondary, post-secondary education. And it was difficult. It was difficult. But it was worth it. Many years of work-related experience. I think I mentioned that already. Okay? I basically trained myself with the knowledge that I gained from my job to be able to do my job. It's very common. When you walk on a job site the first day, they don't expect you to know everything. They expect you to learn what you need to know. related benefits. Where am I? Can anybody guess?
Me?
Yes.
Niagara Falls?
Niagara Falls. And guess who's down here? That's Andrew, 1 years old. That was my first project management position I had in 2004. He was 1 year old. Okay, get it easy. Okay, how about this? You better not. I'm going to get this. Colorado, close, very close, very close. No, no, Colorado's closest. Come here. Utah. This is Park City, Utah. Okay? Okay, again. Okay, Milton. So where is that? I don't expect you to know that. Hit the bus. It's in Ontario, Canada. Hit the bus. Where's the Mall of America? Anybody know? Minnesota. Minneapolis. Okay, guess what city? At the time that the Mall of America was built, it was the largest mall in the Americas. Yeah, I think it was in the world, but I think it's been passed on. They shift with the rules of what it, how a mall really is. Who's the split here for that? Okay. That's the car I get to drive. I drove that from working in Minneapolis. I've driven Camaros, I've driven Mustangs, I've driven Chargers, I've driven Challengers, and I've driven everything else in between. I've driven Camrys, and not.
And a Lamborghini?
No Lamborghinis, they don't bring those out.
I knew it.
These are nice. Hey, City. That's me in the cold of Minneapolis. Okay, where am I there? London. Yes. I was able to go to the Olympics in London in 2012 because of my job. Okay? Okay. This is a little difficult. This is actually in French. Not France, though. It's actually Montreal, Quebec, Canada. Okay, so now's your chance to ask me questions about my job. Have I been in China? No, I have not. But someday I may. Scotland, no. But I have been in England, so that's pretty close. Yes. Have I actually raced? No, I have not. I just like it. Yeah. Camaro.
How long did it take you to
Can you build that bike?
Yeah.
How long did it take? Well, this was my pet project. I have another bike at home, which is my other racing bike. This one was just like a side thing. What happened was that I said, okay, I'm going to buy the components because I know what a bike needs, okay? And then I said, okay. Actually, what I did was I was starting a project in older bikes and found out they didn't work out that well. So I said, you know what, I'm going to buy myself a brand new bike. But this probably took me maybe 2 months. But it took me, and once I got all the pieces together, it took me about 2 months. And I probably built it maybe in a day and a half. Okay? Over there. How many people work in my job? That's a good question. The number of people that work in my job is 1. I work for myself. I am my own company. I have started my own business, and I'm basically my own consultant. So I am the one that does all the work. Good question. How do I make money if I'm by myself? What did I say about education? What did I say about experience? A consultant is seen as an expert in their field. I don't consider myself an expert, but you are considered an expert when you have the experience to do things that others cannot. That's the way you make your money. Yes? Have I ever been to Japan? No, I have not. Yes. Sorry, what's that? Ah, yes. Have I ever met Lance Armstrong? No, I have not. That was pretty cool. I would like to. I would like to. Yes. What is the average amount of money that I get paid? Whoa. That's one of those difficult questions, huh? Well, let's just say this. A consultant can earn anywhere from a range of $100 an hour to over $200 an hour, depending on what it is that they're doing. Okay? So I'm in that ballpark. It's around there. Okay? It all depends on the project, the number of hours you're going to be putting in. There's a lot of factors involved with that. Okay? I just like it. I'm going to throw all your questions. What's that green thing? It's just a little container that I put over there. Yes?
What is the longest you've been away from home?
Probably around about 3 weeks. Yes?
How many bikes have you built?
How many bikes have I built? Okay. So when I started doing cycling about 3 years ago, it had always been one of my passions to ride a bike. Unfortunately, I never had the money to buy a bike because this hobby, is what I call hobby, is actually quite expensive. It costs thousands of dollars. My first bike I built up, or actually I bought off of Craigslist for $650. That was my first bike. Then I decided I wanted a mountain bike, so I bought another mountain bike for $100. And then I bought all the components just like I did with this one, bought the components and built that one. This is now my second built bike. So I have 3 bikes sitting at home right now. Okay? And let's get you in the back. The fastest I've ever gone on my bike is about 40 miles an hour. And that's going downhill with the tailwind, tucked down into a aerodynamic position, and scared because a little bit of a wind or a little something that hits something with where my tire flows, I'm going to get road rash. Okay, I'm going to answer 3 more questions, and then I think we're done, right? Yes. Did I got the Spain? I got the Spain. Oh, my brother has. All right. Do you want me to pick Mariana? Okay, Mariana. Francis, yes, I have. I couldn't find all my pictures. I've been to France. I've been to the Netherlands as well. So, all right. Last question. Okay, so the question was one manufacturing company that I use to get my tires from. Okay, I'll just make the last little bit here. I used to be a big Michelin fan. Okay, I have Michelin's riding in my car at home. When I was this is going back a little bit to product development. I was riding last year in the MS150, and I was riding my Michelin. I don't know what they were, Krylion. And it developed a bulge on one of the sides, and the tire actually popped, leaving me kind of stranded. Luckily, I was really close to one of the drop-off points, so I just went and had them fix it. They gave me Continental wheels. Because of the fact that Michelin did not respond to me and that their customer service was really bad, and because their product wasn't that good, I decided to say, no more Michelin. So I actually go with Continental now. I actually enjoy them. Okay, so thank you for your attention and for your participation.